Good morning again, folks. Hope you're in for a fantastic, fantastic day. Interesting times that we live in, with our president having made some recent announcements over the weekend. And as we move now into level 2 of lockdown, I'm hoping that this is going to bring relief to you guys and your businesses and in your travel arrangements, being able to bring family back together again. It's a bit of a journey, isn't it? But God bless you as we journey it together. We want to continue today. We're talking about the 5 loves. First love was to love your neighbor as you love yourself. You can see that in the sermon from last Sunday. But we're talking about what it means to love the Lord your God with all of your heart. We said yesterday that the heart is an interesting place because Jeremiah tells us that it can be deceitful above all things. And yet at the same time, it can lead us to fulfill the purpose of God. We need to learn what it means to discern in our loving of God with all of our heart as to what God's purpose might be. But here's another thought for you. In Matthew chapter 12, verse 34, we read that out of the mouth, the heart speaks. That means you can tell a lot of things about your heart by what comes out of your mouth. Need to say this. I am sometimes really disappointed with what I hear coming out of some Christians' mouths. And it's just a reflection of what's going on in their hearts. This passage is exactly right. And I keep thinking to myself, man, you need to change the way you speak. You need to clean up your language. You need to stop talking like everybody else and begin to clean up your speech. But according to this, if we want to change what we say, we need to change what's going on in our hearts. It's kind of like that fruit and root principle, where bad words and anger and frustration and criticalness and bitterness that sometimes comes out of our mouths, in order to change that, don't try and change that. Let's change our hearts. Let's get our hearts right. Let's purify our hearts. Let's renew our hearts. And out of your heart, your mouth will then speak. When we talk, people listen to us, guys. Men, when you men are with the men, you want to be the man. You know, sometimes we use the colloquialism that is bordering on bad language. And I would encourage you to clean up your act by cleaning up your heart. Because people will know what's going on in your heart by what you say in your mouth. I was with a guy the other day, and we were driving in the car, and he was driving, and somebody cut him off, and some expletive came out of his mouth, and he looked at me and he was shocked. He said, "Oh, Trevor, I'm so sorry about that. I don't know where that came from." I know where it came from. It came from your heart, because out of your heart you speak. And so what's going on in your heart is reflected in the way that you speak. Folks, I want to ask you to think about this. Our public testimony is often reflected in people by the way that we speak. Now, I know I've said this in our series in Proverbs. Be careful what you say, because people, you represent Jesus, for goodness sake. Now, I don't want to lay guilt on you, but maybe I need to lay guilt on you to say sometimes we're a really poor reflection of who Jesus is, because people are looking at you and people are listening to you, and out of your heart, your words come. So when we listen to what you say, we know what's going on in your heart. So my theory is that the heart is a mirror or a reflection, or your words are a mirror or a reflection of what's going on deeper down here in your heart. So let's ask God. Maybe we need to ask Him today just to forgive us for the inadequacies of our speech, for maybe speaking bitterly, pessimistically, negatively, aggressively about others. Maybe we need to ask God to forgive us for the bad things, the half-truths that we've told. And we all know that a half-truth can sometimes be worse than a whole lie. And we need to be so careful about what comes out of our lips, because people will know that that's a reflection of what's going on in your heart. So Matthew chapter 12, verse 34 says, out of the mouth, the heart speaks. Let's clean our hearts so that we can clean our speech. Have a great day.